We're going to dig into the latest with, I'm actually going to fangirl out right now because we have Damon Young, one of my favorite writers, provocateurs, critics, humorists, all the words that I can come up with to describe Damon Young. Also the author of What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Blacker, which is his debut memoir, to talk to us about what is going on right now in professional sports. Because Damon, last night I was just swiping, because you know everybody's sitting there strolling and swiping, and I was going through my Instagram and I was like, man, you got something to say about this, so we need to talk about this. I gotta say, I have personally been a deep fan of Kyrie Irving, because I like basketball and like him on the court, and I myself am struggling with so many of the athletes that I feel for that are just wilding out and I think completely being a bit ridiculous right now. You did not mince any of your words in your post about all of this. You are in full support of the Nets' decision to sideline him for now. Explain. What do you think about all this?
Yeah, and thank you for having me on. This is, thank you for inviting me on. And before I even get into Kyrie, I want to note that the overwhelming vast majority of professional athletes are vaccinated, right? And so all this airspace is being taken up by the few. And this is really a very vocal and very conspicuous minority of these professional athletes who are not vaccinated. I think the NBA is at something like 96 or 97%, which in a league of 400 or 500 people, that's a significant amount of people. And so it just so happens that Kyrie Irving is, along with being one of the, 15 best players in the NBA right now, one of the most high profile players in the league, is also refusing to get vaccinated. And that has been a huge news story for the last few days, where the Nets have decided to not allow Kyrie to play or practice until he's vaccinated. And there was a conversation about whether he would be allowed to be a part-time player or a part-time Net, because New York has a mandate where he wouldn't be able to play any games indoors. He wouldn't be able to play any games at home. And so, was he just going to play away games? Was he just going to play home game? And so they just decided, until you get vaccinated, we respect your choice, we respect your autonomy, but we can't have you interrupting what we're trying to do here as a team. And Kyrie's my guy. I mean, I've been playing and watching basketball since I was 5 or 6 years old. I played Division I college ball. I have the NBA League Pass. Kyrie Irving is my favorite basketball player, and so it hurts me to agree with the Nets decision, and it hurts me as a fan to see these decisions that he is making. One thing to note
get into the psychology of this with me, though. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing to note too is that we haven't really heard from Kyrie himself. We've heard from sources. We've heard, there was a Rolling Stone article that published a couple of weeks ago that quoted his aunt, who I guess runs this foundation, but we haven't really heard from him, in terms of, okay, why are you not vaccinated? And now the sources say that he's not vaccinated because he wants to be a voice for all of the people who are losing their jobs because of vaccine mandates, which, okay. Okay. I mean,
does he want to lose his job too?
You would presume that he would have more of a voice, more of a platform, if he actually got the vaccine and was able to be a part, and also was able to be a part of these press conferences, after the game, where instead of talking about the game, he could talk about the vaccine mandates. He could talk. He could use that platform. He could,
as he has done before around other issues.
As he has done before. He could devote his salary, instead of not getting a salary at all, he could play and devote that salary to supporting people who have lost their jobs because of COVID. I mean, there's so many other ways to get around this. But you have an
interesting theory about this.
Yeah.
You have an interesting theory about this wokeness, right, among some of these players, and I want you to share with the people, because as I was reading what you wrote about, so much of this conversation, we're going to talk about this whole show, has to do with education, right? There's clear correlation with college-educated people, people who, I don't know, have a deep relationship with science, right? And fact, just in their own academic training and their educational experience, that believe that COVID is real and believe that vaccines matter and curb COVID and feel like we should take them, right? There's a direct correlation between education and whether you get a vaccine. And you have a theory about this with some of the younger people who are, you know, being woke and righteous. Share with us what that is.
Okay, and before I even give that answer, I'll say that you do not need to have a college degree in order to understand COVID, and in order to understand the vaccine, in order to make the right decisions, in order to listen to the right people. You know, now there might be there definitely is a correlation, you know, with higher levels of education and, you know, I guess vaccine and COVID literacy, but that's not a necessity, right? And so the most prominent NBA anti-vaxxers have been Kyrie Irving, Jonathan Isaac, who plays for the Orlando Magic, Bradley Beal, who plays for the Washington Wizards, and Andrew Wiggins, who plays for Golden State Warriors. And one thing each of these athletes have in common is that they each spent exactly 1 year in college. And I'm reminded of a situation that that happened with me a couple years ago, where I had some issue and I had to take this pretty intense medication to deal with it, but I wasn't as consistent as I needed to be. I was missing days, missing doses, you know, whatever. So I go to see my doctor, and my doctor tells me, it's like, it would actually be better if you didn't take it at all instead of taking it sporadically, because right now you're just getting all the side effects, all the terrible side effects of this medication and none of the benefits. So either don't take it at all or take it the way you're supposed to take it. And so I think about the 18-year-old who goes to college that first year, and you're exposed to all of these worldly concepts and communities and conversations that you maybe had never been exposed to. And then you go home, and then you are the most insufferable person on the planet. I've been that person. I remember how I was my freshman year when I got back home from school, and people were like, who is this? What are you talking about? Why are you trying to
collar pops?
You know, yeah, what come on, Damon, this ain't you. And I think that what happened with me, or what happens with someone who just has that 1 year, is you're getting all of the information without the context, right? And so those 3 years help to provide the context so you understand this flood of information that you're getting. And so I'm not gonna pull a Stephen A. and call these professional athletes dumb or stupid or anything like that, but I think that they are misinformed. And they're making misinformed decisions based off of a fundamental misunderstanding of the information they're receiving.
Well, listen, I hear you. I think that there's a lot of people who are misinformed, but they're woke and they're well-meaning, and so hopefully all that can come together and the dots can get connected. More importantly, I hope the NBA, you know, gets Kyrie back sooner rather than later, because it's fun to watch him. Nonetheless,
just as a fan, I just want to see him.
Right?
Yeah, just as a fan,
Exactly.
I just want this to happen. So come on. If you're watching, if you're home, because you're not practicing, if you're home and you're watching,
come on, Kyrie,
please
pull it together.
Yeah, come on now.
Damon, thank you so much for being here. Hope to have you back. Appreciate you, bro.